Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Have you ever been in a relationship where you've given your all? You love someone with everything you had, and it still didn't work out? And then you were wondering and doubting whether you'd ever find love again. Well, if so, I want you to pay close attention because today's video is just for you. Because the title of today's video is Sometimes Love Isn't Meant to Last. Now, I know that's hard to hear, and I know it goes against conventional wisdom and what we've all been taught is that love lasts forever, love will get you through everything. And I'm not saying that that's not true, but sometimes you can have an amazing relationship that is not supposed to last. Now, I know you're sitting there going, what do you mean it's not? We're wired to love. We're wired to be loved. And how could you have a relationship that's not meant to last? Well, I want you to pay close attention because I've got a little story for you. About 20 years ago, I was in Georgia studying for my doctorate, and I had just gotten out of a relationship, one where I was cheated on. So I was in no rush to jump back in. And ultimately, I met a woman who was 11 years older than me. Now, I knew within a year, I'd be moving back to New Jersey. And I told this woman from the very beginning. And we started to hang out. We started to get to know each other. We really enjoyed each other's company. And we learned a lot. And we started dating. Now, from the get-go, I was completely honest. I said, look, you know what? I'm going to be moving from here in a year. And I don't want to lead you on. I'm the kind of guy that if I'm with someone, I'm with just that person, that I'm not going to be dating and sleeping around with a bunch of other people because that's just not me. And I just want to be upfront with you. And if you can't handle it, I completely understand. And she took in all the information and she's like, no, I really enjoy spending time with you. We really get along. We've got so much in common. You treat me so well that, I want to be with you. And I'm okay with that. So we continued on with the relationship. And I got to tell you, next to my relationship with my wife, it was the best relationship of my life. She was amazing. She treated me great. When I wrecked my car, she was there for me. And we really treated each other like two people who generally love and care about each other. Now, I know you're saying, but Joe, why did you not take her with you? And the main reason, quite honestly, is that she couldn't have kids. At that point in her life, she had had her children, she was fixed for better words. And, she didn't want or couldn't have any more kids. And I was completely cool with that. But I knew at that point in my journey that ultimately I wanted kids of my own. Now, again, I was in my mid to late 20s. My dad had just died a couple of years earlier. I wanted, to experience my own family. And the fact that she couldn't was no bearing on her, okay? She was a wonderful, wonderful person. I don't have anything bad to say about her. Now, if I was in my mid to late 30s or 40s, maybe, the story would be a little different, but that's where I was on my journey. So there was something in me that knows, yes, she's a great woman. Yes, she's got a lot to offer. Yes, she'd be an amazing partner, but that one thing is kind of a deal breaker for you. So ultimately, within a year, we did go our separate ways. She moved back to her family in Maryland, and ultimately I moved back to New Jersey. And I got to tell you, within the first year of ending that relationship and being back in the single world and dating, I really questioned if I made the right decision. Because like I say, there was nothing bad to say about her and about that relationship. And 2, 3, 4, 5 years, ultimately I met my ex and got engaged. A big mistake because my ex was nowhere near the person she was. But, I made my decisions for whatever reasons. And then I didn't meet my wife till about 7 years later. Okay, so it was 7 years that I went from, mediocre, crappy toilet bowl relationship to another. And through that first 7 years, there were times where I really literally doubted if I had made the right choice or decision, even though I knew that truth inside that it was what was right and best. And the reason I'm sharing that with you is that relationship served its purpose for my life. And I truly believe that God put her and I together to prepare each other for the true love, the true relationships, because I know she ultimately wound up getting married and she's still married to this day to a wonderful guy. And, as you know, I've met Natalie and, we do have 3 kids of our own now, and I've got the love that I ultimately wanted. But I can honestly tell you, I would have never had that relationship with Natalie. I would have never been able to pick Natalie if I didn't have that great relationship with this other woman. So I'm sharing this with you today because sometimes when we're alone, when we're single, and we've had that awesome relationship that we wish would have worked, there's that part of us that says, maybe I should have stayed. Maybe I could have done something different. But I'm here to tell you that, you know what? You didn't do anything wrong. You did the best you could, but the universe is preparing you for something even better, for the relationship and the love that you really desire and deserve. And it might not be here tomorrow. It might not be here next week or even next year. But if you stay on your path, you continue to be you, you continue to shine your light in the world, you'll ultimately find that right person who's going to give you the love that's going to last. And so I know it's hard to believe that sometimes from where you're sitting, but I can tell you it's the truth. I've not only seen it and I see it all the time, but I've lived it and experienced my own self. And if I can do it, why can't you? So I want you to take some mirror time today. Have you had that relationship that you thought should have lasted and it didn't? How can you look at that and be grateful and use that relationship as you go forward to prepare yourself for the relationship that you ultimately desire and deserve? And when you take that mirror time, go ahead, do your reflection, and then share your question, comments, and feedback in the box below. As always, it's an honor and privilege to be with you. I'll see you next time. Much love.